Hey everyone, this is Senior Stationery and today's review is going to be on the Schneider Base fountain pen. Thank you, Mr. Leguman. So let's take a look. This is the Schneider Base. This is a budget or cheap intro model into the fountain pen world from Schneider, the German pen maker. This model has been around since probably around the 1990s. If not maybe earlier, because I've seen vintage ones on eBay occasionally. The older ones have the vintage S logo. This is a newer one with the rounded S logo. It has the new font and the new logo. Over here on the top has the nib size M and it says made in Germany. On top of the clip, well, here on the bottom has the newer logo. I don't know if you can appreciate this, the S. And over here on top it says Germany, printed Germany. I think the older ones only said Germany printed and it wasn't engraved on the clip. It's a fairly simple clip, very sturdy, but it works. It's steel, chrome steel, and if you notice, well, despite the fact that it's a very simple shape but effective, it's still very sturdy, very hard for it to lose its sturdiness. And if you notice the silhouette, it goes all the way, and then it's interestingly the cap has this ridge here, this line that goes the same way and follows the same pattern as the clip, which is a nice distinctive touch. As you can see, the whole body is glossy black plastic. Over here on the bottom it also has the same line as on the one on the top that goes with the metal clip. And over here it has a sort of like a grip area, but it's not a grip area, it's just a decoration here on the barrel. It gets flat over here, while the rest of the barrel is fully cylindrical. The pen itself is cylindrical except for this top part. When we align this top part with the cap, with the clip part, if we see it like this sideways, you'll see that it's nearly fully cylindrical except for this on the top part, which is flat, and same goes here for the body. This pen has been available in several colors and color combinations. It usually is a double color. In this case it's black with a blue, light blue tone to it to give it a nice contrast. If we pull it open, we'll see a nice steel nib with also the new S logo from Schneider. And on the right side, if we look at it, it has an M from the nib size. I don't think the camera can notice it, but it has an M over here on the sideway. Now as I pull it up, the grip area is a rubber blue, same tone as the decoration contrast stripe over here. So it's a nice two-tone pen, nice for children, nice for people who are getting into calligraphy or practicing their writing. It's a nice safe design. It will look well either on an adult hand or a child's hand. If we look at it sideways, it tends to go narrow, it tends to go downward over here, so it makes like a kind of like a slanted part, which works good to make some support while writing. So your fingers will end up here in this bump, and then there's the whole circle that holds the nib, the steel nib. It looks really well made and good quality. On the bottom it's a white plastic for the feeder. So if we close it, makes a nice snap sound. Sounds close to snap. You can post the cap here on the back. This doesn't make a click, it just holds in there. It's a very lightweight full plastic body, so it doesn't make that much weight. To change the ink, you twist it over here close to the grip area. In this case I have a large cartridge This pen uses international cartridge, either long or two short ones. And for this test I used Lamy black ink to fill it up. I already had used previously the original factory blue Schneider cartridge, so I'll have to use that black ink because I need to finish that ink. But so let's give it a look. It's a really nice pen, a nice looking pen. I think it has aged well. It's a nice contemporary form meets function style, very German. So it's a really nice pen to have as part of a collection, a nice budget or cheap fountain pen, which I do recommend. Very comfortable to write with. So let's give it a quick test now. So this is the Schneider Base fountain pen. This has an M nib. It's made in Germany. The nib, as I said, it's an M. It tends to be more wet, not on the dry side. Very comfortable. I'll say fairly. I find it more easier, slightly a bit more smoother than a Lamy Safari's M nib. I really like the shape and form of this nib. It reminds me, if not probably the same nib as a Hurlitz I have. I could almost say it's almost the same nib, or looks very similar, but very smooth to write with. This is a smooth writer. Black Lamy ink, very smooth. I'm using regular copy paper. Again, as I say, this tends to be on a wet side of ink, so I would recommend you maybe for like a good quality paper, maybe for journaling, or if you're a fan of high quality notebooks, well, you should try to use those rather for this pen, as it tends to go more on the wet side. I really would have liked to have a fine point, because I tend to like and write more finer, but nonetheless it's still a very comfortable and very smooth writer. I don't care if maybe my writing is a bit more thicker because of the M nib, but I really like it. The ink flows really nicely. It also depends on the ink. Some inks are more thicker, others are more liquid, and they tend to work better on the nib. So for now, this one, for our Lamy regular ink on this regular pen or entry base model, it works pretty well. So I hope you like this review. Please feel free to make any comments and stay tuned for more stationery reviews. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.